Yeah, Nea. So, God provides when you put your trust in Him. And this is how I've been taught these past 3 years since I quit my day job. Because I was told that I don't need money. It is like made very clear, Nea, you do not need money. You have the right to live free, and to be free means that for people in general, you get to choose what you do today, what you do now, where you go, who you're with. And yeah, the first year living free, I got to choose. Every single day I just listened to the feeling, because I was taught that to feel good is to feel God. So I only did things that felt good. And I was enjoying life. And I did some gigs at after-school clubs and at a swim school. Well, it was baby swimming, but anyway. And I did everything that felt good. I had fun and I enjoyed my life, and it was so stressful to not to go to work, not to have like money coming in all the time. But I had so deep faith in God and what He had told me. And well, it had been like a year like that. And then one morning I woke up and I heard, like right there, before I woke up, I heard myself saying that I am willing to give my life and my will to this mission. And it was weird when I woke up and I was like, what just happened? Because it didn't come out of my mouth. But I felt like I just said so. And a month after that, I was already living in Spain. I'm Finnish, by the way. And God told me that I don't need to put any effort in receiving the things I need. God will provide a roof over my head, something to eat, and clothes. And all I need to do is just receive, be in the receiving mode. And it started like I had to stay on the beach because I was living in a hostel at first, and God told me, don't search for an apartment, I will deliver it to you. And then he did. A guy came up to me at the beach, gave me his phone number, we started texting, we met next day, and then he offered me a room in his apartment. So I got proof like almost immediately when I I was guided to leave Finland and start actually receiving. And to feel good is to feel God. I had been living in this apartment for a couple of months, and I started feeling like, okay, I don't like this, doesn't feel so good anymore. And so it's because it doesn't feel good, it's not from God. So I have done my job in this apartment, and I'm supposed to move on to the next one. And at the same time, I was supposed to manifest my dream life. So I had asked God that, I had like kind of like made a statement that I will move, I will go to this certain hotel if it comes up with a free room in my app. And after a while, I had been feeling like not so good in the apartment. Then it appeared, the hotel, in my app, and I booked the room immediately. And it felt so good. I was living my dream life. I was living in a hotel. I didn't have to make breakfast. I just took the elevator to downstairs and just ate what I wanted, and I could go to the beach, I could go to the pool. I had like more options. Somebody was cleaning my room every day, and I had to put the sign on the door that like, don't come in, because I didn't want like somebody cleaning my room every single day. And I told the cleaners that don't change the seats every day. Well, we had a good thing going on there, and I made friends, and it was with the staff at the hotel, and it was so wonderful. And then it started to change. There started to it didn't feel so good anymore. And I was also running out of my money. So I had savings, and I knew I was supposed to just like spend money, buy things and buy food and like do all the things you want with the money and live in the hotel. And I was like, because I need to always wait for the highest excitement. I was like, I was not talking about my situation to anyone until a week before. I was like, it kind of came like, it was like natural. Like I ran out of my money, and the hotel didn't have a room for me anymore. They were like, it's booked, fully booked, the hotel. You need to go. Then I told a friend, and they told another friend, and the other friend is like a person who only helps you if you ask for help. So God wanted to teach me that go and be humble and ask for help from this person. And this friend was like, yeah, come and live with me. And I went, and it felt very good. And then we moved here in 25. And because everything changes like all the time. And then the thing changed the way that kind of like God puts me in places where I'm needed, and He will make it very clear when it's time for me to move along. And my dad had been trying to buy me plane tickets to Finland. And I was like, I don't want to go to Finland. Like, don't do that. And it didn't even work because all the hacking on my phone, and we couldn't buy the tickets. And I knew that it's like I had been told like a year before that yeah, you need to leave at some point and it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it was fucking hard because I couldn't use my phone like you're supposed to, and they hacked his phone too. So yeah, it was challenging. But then there came a day when this friend told me that, hey, Nea, I'm now in a relationship and I need privacy. You need to leave in a month. And I was like, thank you, God. This was a clear sign that I am moving. I didn't know where. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the highest excitement or something else that someone's gonna provide the next apartment or whatever. And then again, my dad called me and was like, okay, I found the flights for you. You're coming to Finland. And I was like, that time I was like, okay, because like 3 days ago, my friend asked me to move out. So it was clear it was from God. And it was time for me to move. And then we actually got to buy the plane tickets. And then God told me that, hey, you remember those friends who had said at some point that whatever you need, if ever you need a roof over your head, just call me. And I had a few friends like that, and I contacted a couple. And actually the first one was like, okay, what's the date you're coming to Finland? The door is open. I was like, okay, this is like God makes it easy. Highest excitement, and the flow is like flowing, and like everything goes like easily. So I came back to Finland and straight to my friend's apartment, and I stayed there for a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden my friend's son told me that you've been here almost 3 weeks. I think it's time for you to leave. And I was like, I'm leaving. And like 30 minutes after that, a friend of mine, a single parent, texted me, can you come tonight? Because they wanted help with the child and like company. And I was like, yeah, wait for a couple days because I needed to pack, and yeah. Like everything just flows. God just provides through different people. So I went to this friend to stay with the little child, and after the first night, they told me like, you need to contact the social office and all of those I don't know those officials. Nea, you need help. So I didn't have like any money to buy food, or like it had been several months like that. And this friend of mine had been working like that, like helping people to get the services, the social services. And they drove me to this, like, I don't know, big building, and we had this like date with a social worker, and this my friend knew exactly what to say, because they had been working like this way before. And the same night, I was for the first time at the homeless shelter. And this is like kind of like this person just pushed me. It was never meant that I would stay with this person and their child for a longer time. I can see that I could see it already then, that it was only meant that this person was supposed to like push me to the 0 point, to the homeless shelter where I have nothing. And I stayed there at the homeless shelter. Once again, God provided a roof over my head, and I googled some places where I can go and eat during the days, and where I can, because social service took like almost 2 months to make the decisions and to give me any money. So it was like I was homeless and without money. But the thing is, I had a roof over my head, I had clothes, and I had something to eat, because there are churches in Helsinki. There are so many places where you can go every single day to get food. Something, I don't know, now I have bananas. Some days I only have like cinnamon buns. So God provides me food. And then I found this church which offers like a hot meal every Thursday, a soup kitchen. And they were like, yeah, you can volunteer here, like how much you want, and you can eat and you get clothes here. And like all of a sudden I was like at this place, at this church where like they're providing me everything. Like I like all my clothes are from there, even shoes. Like but that's not it. I kind of like got a job through that church. It doesn't pay me money, but I get food and I get clothes from there. And I don't have to work for it. I can just go there and eat and get the clothes and go back to the shelter or whatever. But anyway, so it was fucking amazing. One Thursday, I had been staying at the homeless shelter for a month. Yeah, 4 weeks exactly. And this one morning, I went to the soup kitchen and I tried to call to make a reservation to the homeless shelter for the night, because you need to reserve it like every single day. And I couldn't get through. I couldn't get through. And I was like getting frustrated. And then I asked like the volunteers at the soup kitchen, they're all retired and so good with phones and the internet and everything. So I didn't have internet. So I could Google another number or whatever, because I couldn't get through to that place where I need to make the reservation. And I was like almost about to cry. And then this one guy at the soup kitchen told me that if there's a problem, you can come spend the night with me, like in my apartment. And I was like, wow. And it took me maybe 20 minutes, because I was like, do I want to accept this offer? And there were millions of reasons, spiritual and ascensional reasons, that I walked up to him and I asked, were you serious that I could come and stay in your apartment tonight? And he was like, yeah, of course, I'm always serious. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight this thing anymore, because I can't get through and make the reservation to the homeless shelter. I'm gonna leave this and I'm gonna accept your offer and I'm gonna come to your place. So we set a date for the evening so we could meet and go together to his apartment. And when I sat on the couch, immediately he came up to me with a key and told me that I can use it whenever I feel like. And I was overwhelmed. I thought that he only offered me one night, but he offered me a key so I could stay like and go and how I like. So yeah. After 2 nights, he told me that he had some hidden agendas, and well, yeah, I liked him and he liked me, and we kind of agreed to be together as a couple. And though he kind of like explained it to him and me and other people that this is what Jesus told us to do. When somebody is in need of help, you offer help. But he did tell me that he had an agenda behind this offer. But anyway, it was not going there this time. But anyway, so there were, like I said, a million reasons why I accepted the offer and why I stayed. And it's funny how 2 days ago now. Yesterday I left. Today would have been like exactly 5 months from the day when I went to spend the first night there. But anyway, so it felt good at first. I knew it was from God. But for a while now, I've been feeling not so good. And I've been wondering, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I need a clear message from God if I'm supposed to move on. And then the other night, he told me that this was it. You're leaving in the morning. And it feels good. Even I set my alarm in the morning to make the reservation to the homeless shelter again. And yeah, I didn't like, it didn't feel so good going there, but it was only because I didn't want to go there. I would have rather stayed laying next to him at night. And not with a snoring lady, but in my room. But so this is how and anyway, like, immediately God provided me the roof over my head. And when I went to the homeless shelter yesterday, my friend texted me, tomorrow you can come here and stay for the rest of the week. And like, God is providing all the time. And when it's time for me to move on to the next place, He will make it clear. The person who has been housing me will tell me to leave. like no doubt. And this was the third time this year somebody has been housing me, whether it was a relationship, like as a couple or just as friends. But anyway, the provider has told me to leave. And then I left. So it's funny. The first one told me to leave in a month. And the next one told me to leave in a couple days. And the last one told me to leave in the morning. So I truly wish I'm on my way to a home, to a provider who never tells me to leave again. I know I'm on my way there, but I hope, I truly wish that it's gonna be the next one. But it's amazing. It's kind of sad. End of an era. But yeah, I'm at the 0 point again. I don't have a home at the moment. I'm so blessed to go tonight to my friend's place, and at least for the rest of the week. And I have no clue what's gonna happen next. And it's so interesting. Following God, you have no fucking clue what's gonna happen after 5 minutes from now. No idea. But I have put all my faith and trust on God, and He provides me through different people. Sometimes He makes me carry fucking bags around the town. Yeah. And I'm smiling and I'm laughing and it feels good, so I know it's from God. All of this that's happening in my life, it's from God. But always, before the change comes, there is the moment of uneasiness and like, I don't know what to do. This doesn't feel good. So that should tell you that a change is going to come in this situation. So it's not just like receiving messages through the ether or wherever on the bus stop signs. Every single thing in this world is communication from God. And sometimes we need to do the change ourselves. Sometimes we need to take action ourselves. Like I had to ask for help from my friend who had a room for rent. And I had to call to the homeless shelter to make the reservation. I need to take action sometimes. But most of the times I'm just supposed to receive and accept. because God wants to provide me something through this person. And I kind of like, how can I say? Like, I kind of felt this was an advancement because in Spain, when I was living with my friend, it was kind of the same situation, same kind of living situation, and like the everyday thing as with my boyfriend now, except like it was like a step forward because I was living first with my friend and then I was living with my boyfriend. So that kind of includes like hugging and kissing and everything. But so that kind of tells me that it's gonna get even better in my next home. So there's like the love and the dharma, it's like increasing. Yeah, that's what I kind of like observed here for the last couple months, that I was like, this is the same situation kind of, but there's more in this situation. So the next situation, the next housing situation, home, will be filled more love than the previous one. That's how it's like moves on, how you move on in your life. You're not in the same situation, you're always advancing. So there's something different, something better when you're advancing. So that's good news. Fucking good news. But yeah, I think this was it. Yeah. God will provide. Let Him. You need to let God provide. Or you need to provide for someone how you are guided with your highest excitement. This feels good, this idea. Somebody asked me money this morning, and I was like, I have so little. And then I was like, I fucking have money. Yeah, I'm not supposed to give out money like to people. There's so many people asking me all the time for money and food and cigarettes, and I always follow the highest excitement. I'm like, I don't want to give away from me because it's like I don't have so much. And then God is like, yeah, but you do have. This person doesn't have. If you have something you can share, then go and share it. So, yeah. But I need to put myself first. I need to take care of myself first. I need to feed myself first and then feed the others. If I still have money for that. But yeah. Interesting, interesting. What's gonna happen next? Where's my next home? Are you gonna provide me my next home? Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea where it's coming. Even for just 2 weeks, I don't care. Like, or 5 days, like this friend of mine just offered. So I'll take it. I accept. Because I have nothing. And still, I have everything I need all the time, every day. Yeah. Bye.